Hey everybody, this is Ben and welcome back to Timber and Stone. And man, my frame rate is currently suffering. I have two merchants coming in at the same time here. Crazy. Alright, let's speed this game up a little bit. I think I'm suffering because of being zoomed out and whatnot. So this is going to be a bit of a different episode. I have decided that as I had decided in my previous episode, I was thinking about like kind of wrapping up this settlement, and I have decided to do that. I'm gonna do a couple of more episodes on it, try to just kind of wrap up a couple of loose ends, make sure that some of the projects I've been working on get finished up. For one, I'm not sure how this is going, but for one is the throne room area here. Oops! Wow, what? Oh, my merchants, jeez. Oh, there we go. Cool. We got the table going in there. That's not supposed to be a flag. Come on. No. Holy cow. All right. I was trying to add something in here. Objects. Is it decor? Here, accept that. Whatever. Stone bench, post banner, pennant banner. All right. Nope, I don't know. Yeah, buy those. Great. All right. Not sure. Anyway, but there we go. That looks... I think that looks pretty dang good for a throne room. I am happy with it. And the builders have gotten stuck, of course. There we go. There we go. I tried to set them up with some kind of a pattern that they could manage without getting stuck, but of course they couldn't possibly manage that. So we just need to put some scaffolding in. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. So I wanted to talk about what I am planning from kind of like from here out. And basically, I'm going to finish things up, like the throne room and just kind of other little bits here and there around the settlement. And then I am going to begin my tutorials that I've been wanting to do for a while. You know, Timber and Stone has a lot of little quirks and, you know, command trickeries, and just the interface alone. There's not like an intro or tutorial that really gives you a rundown of here's how you work the game, here's how you get started, here's what you need your villagers to do, you know, priorities and things like that especially. And that's what I want to cover, especially as I'm still, fingers crossed, hopefully that we're coming up on a Steam release soon. But on that front, on the release front, that is the other thing that I am going to talk about in this episode, which is going to be pretty much the second half of the episode. So if you stick around through just a little bit here as I finish up some stuff, then I will get to talking about what's going on with the release as far as I have been able to determine. And I have no like super secret access or in with the developers or anything, that I have any other info that's not publicly available, but I just wanted to go ahead and actually compile it and make a video so that it's easier for people to find the information kind of all in one spot. So that's going to be in the second half of this video, which will come up very quickly. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through the updates on what's going on here. My throne room looks great. I'm pretty much happy with that. Wow, that scaffolding actually looks really sweet in that doorway. That was totally an accident. But wow, that totally looks like a, you know, like a wooden portcullis. The, you know, the kind of like the gate thing that you would drop down from the top. That's so awesome. All right, what are you guys doing? There's nothing left to do up there. Thank you. All right. Nothing that's gonna be dug out. All right, I'm gonna leave that in there just for the moment, because I don't really need to have an actual doorway. I just wanted to have something that kind of funnel people towards this edge so that you'd be approaching the, you know, the thrones, etc. from the front. I think this turned out pretty good. I wish there was some way I could actually designate a king and queen to be in charge here. So I will consider that to be kind of like done enough. And let's actually fill in. I have had people mentioning and being a little bit annoyed, and which is perfectly understandable. I don't blame you at all. Oops. getting a game save in there. Another merchant. I don't blame you at all for being somewhat perturbed by my lack of adding grass back down here. It's something I should have gotten to. But there, it's been gotten. That part of the castle will look much nicer. Do I have a... Yeah, I do have a stockpile there. Perfect. So that will be filled in very quickly. Even more so if I hit this little button here and go to 3 times speed. Oh, Goblin Marauder. Let's real quick. Wow, I'm getting some lag. I think there's a number of goblins. Yeah, there's a number of goblins out here. And that's always kind of like bad news for frame rate, especially. Go ahead and gather on that wolf. That'll... Diago can get out here and take care of these guys, right? Oh, Get Funked. Get Funked is a wood chopper. That's not good. Oh, they are close, too, man. Oh, here we go. Diago. Let's go back to just a regular... There you go, yep. Gather on that one. Yeah, you can buy those. Diago's out here. Kicking ass. And looting corpses. Come on, Diago. Help my frame rate. Where'd you go? There you go. Oh. Oh, there's actually gonna be a fight. He actually fought him. And got a sliver of damage. Well, that's a fair number of, gather those resources. That's a fair number of goblins. Took out, what, 3 goblins there? Yeah, that helped my frame rate a ton already, man. Thanks. Alright, now we got Bart's Cake coming over this way. You only go that far? I might not have made my patrol go far enough down this way. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Excellent. Take out the rest of these suckers. Beautiful. Alright. Oh, one more. One more. He's been spotted. I don't think I have anybody set to charge, though. So, that's alright. You can chill out. You alone are not hurting my frame rate that much. Alright. Now that that combat is out of the way, man, this time is slipping away from me. I promised I'd be short and quick. So the other thing is the cemetery. I went and put a hedge around it. We've got the fence. We've got benches. Got a statue for each person who has died. Which, let's see. The first person was Alice. Then the next, I believe the next one who died was Valerie Shaw. So we've got Alice, Valerie Shaw. The person who is actually named Rogue Villager. Now we're into these people are the archers. The first two, Alice and Valerie, they were kind of more like early settlers and just, you know, we didn't have the amenities. We didn't have the military might that we do now. But so now the later people here, these are archers, and archers suck, by the way. Just get that in this episode. Rogue Villager, Bork Wimpfogler, and then finally, just recently, Blaze Pyro. So rest in peace, you guys. I hope I didn't miss anyone. I didn't really keep super close track of that from the beginning, but I have been trying. So I hopefully I didn't miss anybody, but I may have missed one other person in there. If I'm not 100% sure on that. So let's go check out how's my grass looking. Look at that. Nice grassy field. That took all of 2 minutes. Beautiful. All right. Now we don't have a hole there anymore. Our farms are looking good. Food's up at 1,600. We've got 22,000 dirt, 17, almost 18,000 stone. Only 570 on the wheat. Oh, we've got another migrant. That's 2 migrants I've gotten just recently. So the food, the farming is working. Frederick Fowler. All right, cool. Actually, I have to set up these new people. You guys need to learn how to survive out here. Go ahead and grab a sword. And combat training. And then Frederick. So Lewis and Frederick. Sword, combat training. There you go, guys. Frederick Fowler. That's a pretty good name, actually. Oh, Goblin Ravager is slain. Great. That should be it for those goblins. Diago must have gone to bed. So, beyond the castle, which is just about complete, I would say. It looks good. Has everything we need. The inn, also looking very good, complete. And then our outposts, I think, are all done. Yeah, this one looks done. I don't have anybody, like, really stationed out here. Let's just pull the height down real quick. Nope, no one's using it right now. That's okay. It's kind of just a, you know, it's an outpost, a way station for someone if they happen to be out there. That you know, that'd be a good place to rest, to re-equip, and so on. Spiders, there we go. So that just about wraps up my updating part of this episode. We are at triple speed still, so that's good. And it looks like it's about to get a little bit dark. So, like, as I said, the second half of this episode, I am going to be talking about the next update coming up. It's going to be version 1.7. So why don't I swap over to what I'm going to be showing you for that. So if you recall the Steam Greenlight trailer, they saw a number of new things in that trailer, including some new bricks, new decorations like the cobwebs for the spiders, and of course skeletons had a new model in that trailer. And it sounds like there's been a bunch of new models added, from everything from like animals to the mobs and some other units possibly as well. But outside of the visual changes, one of the biggest changes is definitely to the mob AI and the way they work in the system. And that's something I've been even alluding to in many of my videos. So back in, I believe it was update 1.5, all of your own units, the humans, had a complete revamp of the way their task system worked to allow them to have more advanced behaviors and work together and divide work evenly much more easily. Now, from then all the way up until now, the mobs still have not been moved over to that system. The 1.7 update will move the mobs to that same system, but in it they will simply be in a different faction. But that means that the mobs will have all of the same kind of AI features and abilities like your own settlers will. Stuff like they'll be able to have an inventory, and they'll be able to, like, kind of as they bulk up the AI of stuff, they'll be able to actually form themselves like into a faction to work together towards whatever their goal might be that they are assigned. One of the things that is also going to allow is that the difficulty of the mobs is not going to be so linear, and they're also, from what I've read on the forums, Ethereal, one of the developers, does a pretty good job. He's busy working on the actual game. He does a really good job, actually, of trying to post a developer update on the forums over at timberandstonegame.com, maybe every couple of weeks. Try to update us on what's going on. And the mob invasions are going to be completely reworked so that the difficulty will continue to scale with the strength of your settlement, and the mobs will have much more variation in, like, the number of them that come, their strength as far as individual hit points, individual equipment, and all kinds of stuff like that. Now, one of the big reasons that I'm doing this section where I'm talking about 1.7 is that we just had, let's see, that'll be 2 days ago, Ethel posted the most recent developer update on the forums. There's a whole section there. You should be development log. You should be able to find it pretty easily. And I'm going to read a couple of little snippets here, kind of word for word or paraphrase. But I'm trying to stay close to what they're officially saying about the update. But he says we're drawing near to the 1.7 release now. Their to-do list is almost complete. They were behind schedule, but they've caught up, and he's playing it real close to the chest here. He says we've almost caught up. I'm still not sure if we'll end up breaking even, as one of the last things we have listed is a complicated feature that we feel absolutely needs to be included. Now, he doesn't elaborate at all on what that might be. I'm hoping it's some kind of grouping mechanic like I was talking about for your own units as well as the enemy units. That would be really, really helpful and make much more advanced fighting possible. But he does go into, they say that part of what they've decided, though, on the upcoming release is that the Steam release will be delayed. We're expecting it to be about a week after the 1.7 release. So if you've purchased a copy of the game, you now, of course, get it the normal way off of the member section of the website. And then that gives the developers another week to also work on the Steam integration and work out any kinks with that, with the full 1.7 update out there, so that you're gonna get a little bit more tested, a little bit more bugs ironed out. So the next thing he's talking about, we have the improved behaviors from the task system. So he says that regarding the mobs, he said some of them are more relaxed, some are more aggressive, and some are just plain cool. I've mentioned the Necromancer not being a fireball slinging badass anymore. That is, to me, the single greatest change we've made. That's Ethereal speaking on the forums, which is really interesting. So the Necromancer is not going to be shooting fireballs, and as you can see in one of the screenshots I've got on the video here, he's got an amazing new looking model. It's crazy, way cooler looking, much more like, you know, like kind of like a skeletal, almost Grim Reaper-ish vibe to it. But then let me go ahead. I'm going to go through this last paragraph that Ethereal posted in his most recent update. Is as follows. The feeling of difficulty has definitely come back to Timber and Stone, though. It's not as pressing as it was way back in pre-1.0, but it's more difficult now than it has been since the 1.0 release. We've essentially removed the difficulty cap that has been present in every release thus far. Previously, difficulty scaled in tiers, maxing out eventually, which means if you could survive to late game, it would no longer get any more difficult, and you would just continue to get more and more powerful, meaning enemies became a mosquito-like annoyance. This tiered system has been replaced completely with a new point system. The later in the game, and the wealthier and more powerful you get, the more points the enemy can spend, both on their invasion, meaning more units, better equipment, etc., as well as potentially reducing the time until the next invasion. The theoretical cap at this time would be when you are getting the highest tiered equipped maxed size enemy groups spawning in every hour. Good luck, everyone. You'll need it. That sounds great to me. That sounds like a crazy high difficulty cap, but it's not going to just ramp up to that on its own. It's going to scale with your wealth. So I think that going forward, wealth has always been something that triggered the invasions to come into your map, but I think going forward in 1.7, it's going to be even more important to maintain like control over the amount of wealth that you accumulate. You're not going to want to accumulate excess wealth, making the invasions more difficult too early. You're going to be essentially, you're founding a civilization in a hostile environment. You don't want people to draw attention to yourself. You don't want people to be looking for you. So, that sounds like a really great, really great update. I'm so excited to see how the mobs behave. And I did then, in the thread, try to get Ethereal to narrow down the release a little bit. I was hoping he could say, like, I asked him, can we hope for sometime in August? Can you give us August for sure? And he said, Ethereal replied saying, I cannot give anything more specific than really, really soon, and that all of you will be pleasantly surprised. That doesn't tell me anything, though. Really, really soon, to me, sounds like maybe next week. I don't know. But it's driving me crazy. So anyway, that's what I wanted to kind of just give a quick rundown on the 1.7, talk about what that's really going to mean, and give the update out on a video form here saying that we're going to have the 1.7 update, and then a week or so later will be the Steam release. They're not going to be simultaneous like many people were expecting, myself included. But at any rate, it's really, really soon. That's what we've got, really soon. So I'm hopeful that it's going to be any day, any week, I don't know, but this is one of the reasons why I've decided that I am going to wrap up this series, put out a few tutorials to try to help people, you know, establish the beginning, quick start guide, etc. And then, fingers crossed, I'll be looking at the 1.7 update coming out, like I say, really, really soon. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. I hope this last part of the video kept your interest, and I hope you'll stick around and see you in the tutorials I'm going to do. And of course, don't go away. Don't forget about Tube Town just yet. This settlement is not quite done. We're going to have to go out, do a finale episode. I believe we have just actually are approaching day 100 in the settlement, so I think that's a great time to go ahead and call it finished up. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you're still enjoying the Timber and Stone and are as excited as I am. I'll see you in the next video.